Hey, what's up, everyone? So, today I'm going to be talking a little bit about the word brainrot. It was Oxford's Word of the Year for 2024, and I think it has a lot to do with the culture that I at least have been witnessing, how we've been doing as a society, that brainrot is the word of the year in 2025. I think that it really is representative. And you can disagree with that. Those Oxford's Word of the Years, sometimes they're just really weird and not that good. But I actually think they really nailed it this time with Brainrot. I think Doomscroll was Word of the Year in 2020. I see conflicting reports. Some say that it wasn't, there wasn't a Word of the Year in 2020. And some say that it was Doomscroll, which I think is also a really good word. I think they really coincide well. Doom scrolling leading to brain rot. None of these words are in the Bible, by the way. It's just a very interesting time that we're living in, that people are just, I don't know. These words are very funny to me. But I do think that this constant access to information, the information age as it was called, is leading to a lot of negative emotions, just being able to be constantly bombarded with information at all times. It is a very overwhelming, and it's something that really wasn't observable, at least in the past a few decades ago. Ever since the popularization of the smartphone, this has been all in my lifetime. I remember when the first iPhones came out, we thought they were kind of clunky and weird, and we didn't think they were going to be much. And now it more or less is the biggest addiction in modern society. I can go, I can stop drinking, I can stop doing any drug, any substance, but I don't know if I could go without my phone for the rest of my life. If I just went back to my old Samsung Infinity, 2, whatever, those flip phones, that had the little typing keyboard, I don't know if I could do it. I look at my phone when I just have nothing to do. This whole I can't get bored for more than 5 seconds without getting the urge to check my phone. It's a very habitual, instinctive thing that's been ingrained into my brain now. So I think that even if I tried and I left my phone at home, I don't know what I would do. Instead of having these conversations with people on elevators, I always think of the conversation with people on elevators instead of trying to talk to them because, I don't want to stand the silence. I just go on my phone, and that's kind of a good enough indicator that we don't have to talk to each other. It's like a defensive mechanism from small talk that I've kind of noticed. And I think that this aversion to boredom is really what's leading to, the brain rot, as we say now. I think that everything has to be entertaining, and it's ruined our attention spans for sure. I think it's been really bad for society in general. The fact that we can't focus on a news story for more than a few days, let alone weeks. The Los Angeles fires is a massive news story that's going to be affecting us for the next few months, years. And it's kind of was in world news stories for a week. And now this whole recovery effort, more or less people are just going to forget about it. People are still trying to rebuild their homes, figure out the insurance. And it's just going to be years long recovery. And it's kind of just a one-off news story for a week. So I don't know exactly what to do with this information, but I think what I'm going to be doing is at least just trying to be more intentional with my time and at least try to be a little bit better about how I go about boredom. I think about a lot some of the the best experiences of my life were not exactly the most fun. I really enjoy camping. I was camping just last year in October of 2024, a few months ago now. And it was not that fun, but it was like a great experience. And I think I've really gotten away from all of this, just this constant entertainment. I don't need to be constantly entertained. And I think I've just really, as I reflect, I just think I need to get a lot better about having moments to myself, moments that I'm not just constantly putting myself, like constantly consuming information. There is definitely a guilt aspect of it that us as Gen Z, we always say like Google is free. Instead of like educating other people, it's like expected that you constantly consume information like everyone else and you don't have it like explained to you. If you missed a news story, that's on you. You should feel bad about it, that you weren't able to keep up. Like you didn't know about what's happening in Palestine, Israel conflict. Like that's on you. Google is free. I shouldn't have to explain this to you. I've talked about this before on the channel, but I think that's really bad. I think that we should be a lot more accepting, and this idea that we have to just constantly just keep up with these almost, it's like snuff. Maybe it's not snuff, but like live leaks, like some of this like war footage that we can literally see on the internet. I saw a knife fight in the Ukraine-Russian war. And I guess like, I don't even really know exactly how to feel about it. I know humans have been getting in knife fights for centuries, probably like millennia now. So it's not like the worst thing to see, but like it's not like super damaging to my psyche. But it is just like kind of just weird to have a morning coffee and to see some of these videos. I don't know exactly how to feel about it. On one hand, I think, oh, I shouldn't be watching this. And on the other hand, it's like, humans have been going through these conflicts forever. But all this information, it's very overwhelming. And I think that we need to take a step back, reclaim our attention span. I forgot. I heard somebody say that this year we're gonna see a lot more people use put their phones away. I mean, we're gonna see like a pushback against this constant phone usage. I think that some people are going to be doing that. Some people are going to be using their phones a lot less. But overall, I think it's kind of over. The war has been lost. You know, we kind of all accepted that phone addiction is just not even like an addiction because everyone does it. Like how coffee addiction is just like super normalized. And I think phone addiction is like super normalized as well, even more so than coffee addiction. So I definitely think like your phone is a substance. And I think there's been like a lot of studies too that just show how people are literally addicted to their phones and go through the same withdrawal like symptoms when they're away from their phone. There have been days when I left my phone at home and I'm like rushing to work. I'm just like, oh God, this is gonna be the worst day ever at work. Every single like minute of our time has just been consumed by a lot of social media companies. They're trying to compete for our attention. So they just push forward like the most attention grabbing stuff. I mean, look at Mr. Beast's YouTube channel. So especially when I'm thinking about like my content and like what I'm putting out there, I'm trying to go for a more relaxed vibe and just posting videos of me yapping and stuff like that, just to kind of reclaim how like not constantly over edited garbage. It's like just content, and you know this stuff is just content too. You know, it's not like I'm putting over the most profound messages out there. This is just a yapathon. This is like way longer than most of my other videos. So it is what it is. Anyway, as far as this lift goes, this is from like 3 weeks ago now at this point. I've been really bad at uploading videos. But I was really proud about doing this Bulgarian split squat of death, drop set of death. This exercise sucks, and using it as a topper it's really terrible. Not fun at all. So, yeah, I mean, this is definitely how I'm going to be getting stronger. I'm definitely feeling a lot stronger. I've gained a lot of weight, been a lot better about sleeping and protein intake. So I'm feeling hopeful as far as like the rest of the lift goes. But yeah, I mean, that's as much as I'm going to talk about the lift. Just some final thoughts about brain rot. I do think that it is acceptable to just kind of accept that life is, there are some really great moments, but it's more or less a lot of, it's not that fun. And that's like, okay. It's okay to accept that there's a lot of suffering in the world and it's very overwhelming. And instead of just like fighting that and trying to constantly be positive about it, not to sound too doomer, but it's okay to just accept that and know that there are like really great moments in life, but if you're not happy, it's not because you're like a terrible person and, you know, you need to do better and kind of shame yourself. But it's okay to just like accept that and take a step back, which I think is kind of unpopular. I think like, especially like when I was in college, a lot of people were just like really forced to like consume all this like terrible information and just like be okay. Like you're expected to consume just all this terrible news and like smile, you know, just keep smiling. That Dave Chappelle joke on his SNL monologue where he says being famous is just like storming the beaches of Normandy and you have to smile the whole time. I mean, I don't really fully agree with that. That was like for rich people. I think it's very much the same for, you know, like young people. And you're expected to go through this like pretty terrible situation and just keep smiling. It's like very much expected of young people to be happy. And I'm sure a lot of people might disagree with how I feel about life. You know, I'm sure some people are living like very happy, fulfilling lives, and I'm happy for them. But I mean, it's okay. It's okay to be sad. And that's made me feel a lot better. And I don't want to just like be in a bad situation and just like go through all this brain rot and do nothing about it. I might do the whole, not burner phone, but try to scale back on my phone addiction. Unfortunately, with the Los Angeles fires, I was reintegrated into Twitter, X, I guess. But I just had to go through like a lot of Twitter just to keep up with the fires and the updates. And that was some of the worst doom scrolling of my life. I couldn't go like a few hours without just like checking, hey, how's the fires doing? Hey, how's the winds doing? Hey, how's containment going? Like I really just couldn't do it. So overall, it's been a tough year. But anyway, happy February. February's gonna be better than January. I'm gonna keep my optimism. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.